Wow. What a fantastic 3 years it's been podcasting for the Destiny community. I never knew how much fun it would end up being and how many new friends I've met along the way. But here we are. My name is Gator, and I'm one of the co-hosts of Guarding Down Cast, a Destiny podcast for new and experienced Destiny players. My co-host Hazelnut and I have been working hard to create quality Destiny content, engage new and old listeners alike, and even bring them on the podcast to share their Destiny stories. Throughout these past 3 years, we have built a tight-knit Discord community for Destiny players from all kinds of different backgrounds. The Guarding Down Cast community means so much to Hazelnut and I, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. A link will be in the description down below if you're interested. I can go on about all the things I'm proud of from the past 3 years, but today's video starts way before the podcast was even an idea. As the podcast has evolved over the past 3 years, I'm doing the same. I am in the midst of learning how to take my channel to the next level and create higher quality content for the Guarding Down Cast community. I still have so much to learn, but I'm working hard. Given how much I have left to learn, after 3 years of producing a podcast, imagine how terrible I was when I first started playing shooters 12 years ago. How did an old geezer like me, that couldn't even get a headshot to save his life, end up hosting a gaming podcast? In the end, it was fate. You could even say it was destiny. My roots in first-person shooters go way back.
Team Deathmatch. Let's do this, Marines.
I was introduced to Call of Duty back in 2007. It was my very first dive into first-person shooters, and after some very awkward months to a year of getting my butt kicked, it finally clicked, and I got good enough to at least contribute to the team in multiplayer and enjoy the process of leveling up and unlocking more weapons. Man, I was in. 100%. Oh, and who can forget those toxic and sometimes entertaining post-game lobbies, right? Just giving you some gameplay footage on Conquest Large, Rogue Transmission, Battlefield 4. And then came the Battlefield games, which was my first near photorealistic first-person shooter game. This is where I began to get into gaming clans and representing my group in game. Such great times playing Battlefield, and unfortunately, this franchise has really not lived up to those past games I used to play. A moment of silence for Battlefield 2042. Then a great new type of game came into town. Call of Duty Zombies. This was a great escape, as you could play solo and try to beat out your friends on the clan or group leaderboards. I remember gaming until 5 a.m. with a few close friends that night, trying to surpass that elusive level 100. Hours and hours invested into one game, only for the servers to eventually crash. And all of that time that evening didn't even count. We got it so easy today.
Target. Terminate on sight. Do not attempt to communicate or take Cross alive. That is an order.
Then a newer version from Call of Duty, called Extinction, was introduced. This was my first game shooting alien creatures, protecting drills to eventually complete the mission at hand. Again, sometimes hours invested. I still have videos of this today in my channel. Take a look, it's there. That game was so fun and stable, as it was a fixed amount of levels until you reached the end to escape the invasion. Man, lots of great memories trying to beat my past completion times, all solo, which kind of feels like a little therapy. I think about this now. Maybe this is why I enjoy soloing activities today. I don't know. But I guess I was in training. But then this happened. remember sitting in front of my 30-inch Sony TV. You remember those TVs, right? The ones that weighed 200 pounds? Man, we've come a long way. Watching E3 live streamed on my PS3 and seeing this trailer. That was it. This was what I had been looking for years. Now it's finally arrived. Well, not exactly. I had to agonize and wait another year for it to actually be released. It's just a teaser. I remember 2013 being the longest year to wait for this game. Looking back now, it was well worth the wait. As I played Destiny 1 in September of 2014, I was so enamored with how much work Bungie put into this video game world. I would just sit on the edge of a cliff in the Cosmodrome and just listen to the ambient sounds of the subtle winds, the sounds of the crickets, and the distant howls of the Fallen and Hive. The sound design was so good that I would often look behind me in my gaming chair thinking someone was coming up behind me. Pure magic.
Flash. Alpha Team.
I found that as I played more of the solar system opened up, and it took weeks to discover everything on these new planets. I engaged with other activities in the game like strikes, the Crucible, raids, and subsequent 6-man activities with each downloadable content.
Oh God, 2 of them have.
I wanted to know and play everything. I wanted the total Destiny experience, and nothing disappointed me. In fact, every facet of this game was new to me, and it was unlike anything I had ever experienced in prior games. Now, being the total Destiny optimist, unlike my co-host Hazel, who is, let's just say he's a little more realistic, I wanted to shout from the rooftops of how much of a world like Destiny was going to change everything in gaming for the future. However, Destiny was not a perfect game. The community was ravenous for more content, and Bungie had a tough time keeping up.
What makes a guardian a guardian? We take our first breath with no memory of who we were before. Yet, we are inexorably drawn to the light. We fight. We die. And we live again. The future we will protect. Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. What we have built is only the beginning, a symbol of what we can achieve, of who we are and our great purpose here. But the day may come when we will be tested, when all we hold dear is threatened. And then we will see what each of us is truly made of.
That day has arrived. That day we've been waiting for.
Then came Destiny 2, A total reinvention from the original game, and a chance for Bungie to learn from their mistakes. And aside from a few hiccups, remember, I'm the optimist, the game just keeps getting better and better. The Destiny community has gotten large and even more diverse, and I don't envy the studio in trying to appease everyone, but I think they do a good job regardless. Destiny, like I said, is not a perfect game, and it probably never will be, but is still the best thing in gaming that sits in a category all its own. So there it is. The reason I still play this game 8 years later, and the reason I began a podcast 3 years ago. It's the magic of this beautiful world we call Destiny, and I cannot wait to see what Bungie brings us in the future. I always say this at the end of my podcast, but everybody take care of yourself and be good to one another. We all love this game. And later, Guardian.